Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. So, did we all just get faked out by this Blackrock ETF listing? Well, let's talk about it because the symbol mysteriously disappeared today. Does that mean we've been faked out once again? Another Cointelegraph moment. And what does it mean overall? Does it really matter? Well, let's talk about it, and let's talk about where Bitcoin is and where alts are today. We'll cover a few of them today. It's going to be a good show, guys. So let's do this. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Bitcoin is still holding strong. We did have a little scary moment today. You can see this down wick right here. Bitcoin fell down to about 33,000. A lot of longs got liquidated after this fake out. Sort of. Okay. But we're right back to where we were basically this morning, 34.2. We're a little bit below. Remember I said this resistance, right? Yesterday, last night when we were going up 35, I'm like, Bitcoin needs to take a breather. So we would love to see it take a breather right around here, this 34.3 mark, utilize that as support and build upwards. But we could come down and utilize it as a resistance. That's what we're seeing right now. But still, we're still above 34,000, guys. It's only day 2 of this week, and we're still $8,000 over Sunday's price. So it is fantastic still. And a lot of alts are doing very well today. The overall market cap went up a staggering 10% today. A lot of big movers. Okay, it's starting to get exciting. A lot of you guys are starting to feel the FOMO. Okay. But this is just the beginning, guys. This is just the beginning. I've been telling you guys that, right? We have so much more to look forward to. This is the tip of the iceberg. This is just a prequel to the massive liquidity and FOMO that will be coming. But in the meantime, right, what is happening right now? Well, today, let's just start out from, I guess, from the U.S. market's perspective. We finally had a close in the green, which is good. We have some tech companies that reported, some big tech companies. This week is filled with earnings. Okay, and some will be bad and some will be good. For example, Google reported badly today. Look at it, they're down 6% in aftermarket. So obviously Google struggling with their ad business right now. Okay, advertisers are not nearly giving out as much money to Google and YouTube. I mean, YouTube ad revenue has really shot lower over this past year. So they're not doing really well. But Microsoft, on the other hand, is doing very well. And they just acquired Activision Blizzard. Okay, so they're doing well. So it's kind of mixed right now. There's a lot more companies. But what isn't a mix are the Bitcoin-related stocks. They are all going higher, new multi-week highs. Okay, of course, Bitcoin is surging. So any company, public trade company that has to do with Bitcoin is skyrocketing. Like Grayscale, for example, another 52-week high, plus 6% today. They are skyrocketing right now. And everyone's waiting for this trust to be converted to a spot Bitcoin ETF, which should be coming up shortly. Okay, but obviously Grayscale is doing well. You look at Coinbase. Coinbase did really well, 6% plus another 1.38% in aftermarket. So if you add that up, it's like almost 8%, right? Right now, there's no question. Bitcoin-related stocks, crypto are all on fire. And Wall Street definitely notices this flight to quality, flight to safety is happening, okay? It's happening at a perfect time when U.S. markets and markets around the world are starting to get shaky once again. We may get another rate hike. That's not good. And a lot of currencies around the world not looking so good. And a lot of their markets starting to soften. But what's not softening, of course, is Bitcoin, Bitcoin-like companies and crypto. That's why money is starting to flow in. Now, what does that have to do with this fake out? Okay, well, yesterday it was reported that BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF symbol was listed on DTCC's website. And this website, basically, this entity basically controls all the symbols of any publicly traded fund or stock or whatever, right? So people found it, listed it, and said, hey, if they have this up already, then that means it must be soon, right? Approval may be coming soon. So today, people notice, well, it's no longer listed. Why is that? Probably because people told DTCC, hey, the Bitcoiners are going wild right now, okay? We may have to take it down because SEC did not actually give approval. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so they were a little premature in terms of listing. In fact, according to CoinDesk, who reached out, DTCC said that they had a symbol listed since August. It wasn't even a recent addition. It's just that people didn't notice in August and September and even early October until now, right? But they felt like they had to remove it because of all the commotion it caused, right? So does this mean that, hey, we all got faked out, a BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF is not coming? No, we know it's coming. Okay, I think they just, they were a little antsy, premature. They listed it thinking or knowing that it's coming, right? No one bothered checking until recently, but there's no doubt in my mind we will get one soon. Probably from Grayscale first, then ARK, then BlackRock, probably in that order, but it doesn't matter. When you get one, you get all of them basically, and that's when the floodgates open and the money starts flowing in. Right? So that's what happened today. This news dropped Bitcoin down to this point right here, right? Down to 33,000. Kind of spooked some, panic sold, but those that panic sold, you know what? They missed out because we went right back up, right? Panic selling at 33,000 did no one good other than rich in other people's pockets. Right? So that's why you don't want to panic sell. And it's not really, if you think about it, it's not really a big deal, right? Even a CFTC commissioner says the market is ready for spot Bitcoin ETF. This is the other agency that controls futures market and commodity market. So technically they should control Bitcoin, right? They should be the one approving the spot Bitcoin ETF, but somehow that goes on, SEC side. But anyways, even the CFTC says, like, let's do this. Let's do this already. Let's give the market what they want, right? And everyone wants it. Alliance Bernstein, who is a big asset manager with close to $700 billion under management, they believe Bitcoin is a safe haven asset, even more attractive than gold. Why do they think so? Because there's a set supply. And they said if you go back 3 years or you go back to the very first date that Bitcoin was released, right? So it doesn't matter if you go back 3 years or 12 years. Basically, it has outperformed gold in every single year or every single time frame. And that's because it has a set supply and gold doesn't. So, I mean, even the biggest asset managers are getting ready to turn. They're sick. I don't know if they're sick, but they're definitely looking at something to protect their wealth. This morning, I talked about the largest sovereign wealth fund. They're losing billions upon billions per quarter now. 39 billion, if I recall, last quarter, because they held on nothing but assets that depreciated. Had they bought Bitcoin, it would be a different story. So, like I said, everyone's paying attention to what's happening right now. Okay, all these guys, asset managers and fund managers and wealth funds and pension funds and hedge funds, they're all getting ready to jump in. And I forgot the exact date that they have to adjust their budget by. Like there's a date that's coming up, maybe sometime in November or December, where they have to relook at all their holdings for the next year, for 2024. And I bet a lot of them are going to be adding Bitcoin for sure. Okay, what else is there? I've shown this before. I'll show it again. Most people now are in the green because most of the supply has been bought between 26,000 and 30,000. Now, before 26,000, you could see there's a lot of people that also bought. But if you look at the current price and everything above it, it starts getting slimmer and slimmer and slimmer. So right now, 80% of Bitcoin holders are in profit, in green already. 80%. And as we get higher, that number will only climb, right? And this is awesome. So those of you guys that held, that DCA, that continue to stack sats, well, you're being rewarded right now. This is just the beginning. We barely broke above 30,000. We're at 34. Wait until we get back to the 40s. Wait until we get back to the 50s. I think a lot of you guys forgot what that feels like, but I still remember back in 2021 and back in 2022, Bitcoin in the 50s and 60s. Those days are coming shortly, very, very shortly. And this is what it looks like over time, right? You have a lot of up and bottoms and midpoints and low points, right? This person predicts that Bitcoin will be around 47,000 by June of this year, June of next year, and then peaking out around 130,000. So this person is conservative, doesn't think that Bitcoin will break 200,000. He believes that after the next halving cycle, then the top will be at 210, right? I think it's going to be a lot higher than 130, in my opinion, especially when you have Blackrock and Fidelity and Vanguard and now Alliance, Bernstein and Fidelity and everyone else that will be FOMOing in. I think Bitcoin will be driven a lot higher, a lot higher than where we are or what this prediction is predicting, right? This is also showing the RSI. It's kind of cut off, but basically RSI is starting to go into the parabolic mode, just like before when Bitcoin pumped from below 10,000 all the way to 64,000, right? It's looking very similar. That RSI is at the same starting point. So that's looking pretty bullish. And then also, lastly, I just want to remind you guys that we still have 1 week of October. But what's after October? Moon-vember. Okay? So get ready, strap on, and wait for the gains because November is coming. And if we get what this is saying, see, this is the average of Bitcoin throughout the years. October gives you about 15% gain, and I think we're way over that. But according to this, November usually gives a 40+% gain. 40%. That would push Bitcoin well into the 40s, like the mid 40s, if that happened, if we don't move for the remainder of this week, right? So think about that. That is a tremendous, tremendous month, and that's coming up. All right, now, I said a lot about Bitcoin. I did mention there are a lot of other alts that have started moving, right? A lot of them are L1s. Some of them are not. Some are meme coins, right? But a way I like to look at things is looking at TVL, and that relates to DeFi, total value locked. How much value, how much liquidity is locked on these chains? So DeFi Llama kind of breaks it down. DeFi, overall TVL is still very low versus before, but you can see that, yeah, vast majority is locked with Ethereum. And then it says Tron, which I don't believe for a second. So I'm just going to discount Tron altogether. Then you have others like BSC, Arbitrum, Polygon, Optimism, Solana, Base, Chronos. They're all going up there, right? So some of you guys that are new may be wondering, well, you know, I know about Bitcoin. I kind of know about Ethereum. What are some other chains that I could look at? What are some other L1s or L2s that are very promising, right? It's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But one way you could look at it is how much liquidity, how much TVL is locked in. Obviously, if you take Ethereum out of the equation, which is, absolutely huge at 22 billion, and you take out Tron out of the equation, because that number, I believe, is fake, because I don't trust anything Justin Sun does or touches or buys. So then you look at, like, for example, BSC, right? Binance Smart Chain. Absolutely huge. They have a huge DEX, PancakeSwap. They have a ton of NFTs. They have a ton of DeFi. They have a ton of everything on there, okay? And they're EVM compatible, and they're doing other things, so it makes sense. BSC is up there. Arbitrum, also, they're a layer 2 for Ethereum, okay? Ever since they came out, they kind of just, like, started dominating. They have 470 protocols, which is basically dApps. Okay, so if you look at Ethereum at 937 and you look at Tron 26, see, that's an indication that it's fake, that TVL. Binance Smart Chain has a lot, but you look at Arbitrum, 470, that's a lot. Almost 2 billion, 1.8 billion TVL locked in, which is an enormous amount. Polygon is another project that I've covered for a long time, aka Matic, 480 protocols, right? But they're down to about 750 TVL, but they're another one that's awesome, works with a lot of brands, a lot of NFT marketplaces exist on Polygon. They're huge with NFTs outside of the brands, and they're into gaming. So that's another one to look at too. Over time, as we grow in this bull market, I'm going to start making videos about some of these individually, or 3 of these individually, something like that. Right now, of course, it's still Bitcoin dominant. But, this is a really easy way to kind of get at least a grasp of what to look at. This list is not sometimes this list is not 100% accurate in terms of, like, if you think, well, if it's number 5 in TVL, it must be the 5th biggest, largest, crypto out there in terms of market cap. No, the TVL doesn't always equate to market cap. Right? And that's something that I've always thought there should be some correlation, but there really isn't. But in the future, that might change. But Polygon is another one I like. Optimism, big competitor to Arbitrum as a layer 2 for Ethereum. Then you got like Avalanche in here and Solana. A lot of you guys are Avalanche Solana fans, right? They have a ton. Look at Avalanche with 340 protocols and Solana with 114, and even Base at 152, which is the layer 2 from Coinbase, but they don't have a token, so you can't profit from that at all. But Solana, 114, a little lacking, but there's a lot of Solana fans out there. People love their Solana, so they're not giving up. Solana is having a great week. Avalanche actually been a little bit stagnant, so they might get their turn. They're huge. They have their subnets. A lot of DeFi activity going on there. So, I just want to cover it real quick. DeFi is definitely here to stay. It's the biggest reason why alts didn't crash even more, okay? If DeFi didn't exist, everything that you see here would be down another 50%. Everything would still be down 99.9%. But because DeFi exists, it actually helped stabilize alts way more so than previous cycles. So it's great. It's great overall. All right. That's pretty much it. The only other thing is I did want to talk about CRE Plus. Joshua Jake put out another video about Cardano doing a 40x. So if you're a Cardano fan, you better go watch it. Is Cardano going to do a 40x from here on out? Maybe. Maybe not. You have to watch to find out. This channel is growing really nicely, over 7,000 subscribers. You guys should all subscribe. Watch Joshua Jake, and there'll be other hosts. And I'm going to be putting more content on here for the IFC and possibly other things that are coming up. Maybe game shows. Maybe just really entertaining crypto stuff. Okay. All right. That's pretty much it. Let's do some Q&A. Closing in at 5,000 live viewers. I said if I hit 10,000, which I knew was going to happen today, but I'll give out an ETH. But you know, I'll save that for the future. But close to 5,000 is still amazing. I know a lot of people love to see crypto pump. I do too. I love to see you guys in here with that kind of energy. All right, let me see if I missed. Let me scroll up. Let me see. I saw a new member on top. Welcome, and now it skipped. It scrolled off. Dominic says strap up. Pop the champagne. Michael sends a super sticker. Then I also listed on DTCC. Awesome. I don't know why. I know why they took out Blackrocks, but I guess they listed all of them already. So that's good. But, man. Base does use optimism, so you can profit from that. Not really, though. It shares a code base, but it's still using ETH. It's not using optimism as a gas token. Even optimism doesn't use optimism as a gas token. So it doesn't really benefit optimism, in my opinion. And they already said they're going to deviate in the future. Favorite meme coin? I don't really have one. But in terms of price potential, probably still Pepe. Because it's gotten big enough where people won't give up on it completely. And because it's Pepe, it can still come up, right? But if I had to choose one that I thought had the best future, not price appreciation, but just the best future overall, probably Shiba at this point. Because they have their own L2 and they have their DEX, they have their NFT, they're coming out with their metaverse. They are actually moving forward, unlike so many others. Early plays, big super chat. Sure is a good time to be in this space. This is why we kept saying, cheers, brother. Thank you. Yep, I agree. I agree. Dave said became a whole coiner. Congratulations. Congratulations. IBTC got relisted on DTCC again. You know what? What's going on with them? What I want to know is what is going on with them. Let me see if I can pull them up and find them right now. So the fake news about fake news is fake. Or the real news about the fake listing is fake. I don't know if you could just do this and search for it. No. I don't even know where you go look for the symbols. Settlement? No. Where do you actually go to find it? I have no idea. All right, I'll take your word for it. I don't know. I don't know where to find it. But bottom line is, we know it's just a matter of time. We know it's a matter of time before it gets listed. And then we're going to get a tremendous pump, way more than what we have witnessed before. It's listed again. Yeah, it's off, it's on, it's off, you know. NFT Roadshow, appreciate that. Now I notice all these super chats have this like one or number next to it. Does that mean it's the first one? And then Salion just said, yeah, it got relisted again. I just don't know where it is. I sold 2,500 Link after holding it for years at $7 beginning of October. FML. Why would you do that, my man? Chainlink is at $11 right now. And you sold it at $7 in October. I mean, I hate to say, where was that at the beginning of the month? Beginning of the month was like, yeah, $7, $7.50-ish. So you probably sold around here when it dipped to $7. Man, you missed out on more than a 50% gain, man. It's up 59% in a month, okay? So I know that sucks. I know that really sucks, but, you know, again, next time you guys are thinking about, especially on great projects like Chainlink, if this was like some unknown project that died, yeah, I get it. Sometimes you just have to sell. But something like on a Chainlink, you know, the best move is to DCA, to bring your cost average down, rather than, you know, just sell it. Because, see, what this is going to do is now it's going to make that person double guess and triple guess themselves on every move in the future because they don't want a repeat of this. But trust me, it has happened to all of us before. Okay? It's like as soon as you sell, it goes up. As soon as you buy, it goes down, right? Like it just happens sometimes, but learn from it. You know, to be honest, I don't know why Chainlink is so strong all of a sudden. You know, I decided to throw some leverage at it again because I'm just being degen these days. Making pretty good money. But that's crazy. 90% in the last 60 days, 60% in the last 30 days, right? 56% in the last 7 days. Is there any reason for that? I actually don't know. I don't know what reason there is to pump Chainlink this much. I've always said this. Chainlink is awesome. It's the one project that you don't want to go down because literally 90% plus of DeFi projects utilize Chainlink for their price oracles, for price, you know, accurate pricing because they need it. And for other data that they retrieve, right? It is so necessary. But you know, it always goes through these phases where it doesn't move. It's just so boring, and it doesn't ever move. And a lot of Link Marines, you know, they give up. Like the guy who sold at $7, right? But, man, they've been gaining a lot of strength. They came out CCIP, which is kind of like a bridge protocol, which makes them even more useful for cross-chain communication. Maybe that has something to do with it, but, man, there's really no reason why they're this strong. But everyone that held and DCA'd got rewarded. Citizen Crypto, I appreciate that. Where's Chainlink's top? Let me see. All-time high. All-time high is like $50. It still has to go up. It still has to go up 4x from here, okay, to get back to the previous high. So if you think it's too late to get into Chainlink, think again. It still has to go up to $50 just to get back to this previous high. So there's still a lot of potential gains there. Bitcoin Cowboy, Veracity, realistically, 20 to 50x this bull run. Would you throw some money at it? 20 to 50x, that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, let's just look at it this way. Again, how far off is it from its peak? Its peak is around 9 cents. And right now it's 0.005. Okay, so what does that mean? How many X does it need to go to get back up there? 0.09 divided by 0.0055. That's 16X. It needs to do a 16X just to get back to the previous high. So to answer your question, 20 to 50, is it possible? Yes, it's possible because 20 and 16 is not that far off, right? Yeah. So let's just say it's possible. I'm not the biggest fan of Veracity. I've always said that. But I recognize they pumped a lot. Floor labor was listed on a Brazilian bank. What was listed? It didn't say anything. It didn't say what was listed. Calvin Waite. Appreciate you, my man. Excited to watch the Spurs again. Yeah, Wembanyama. I think that's how you say it. He's just like a freak in nature, even more so than the Greek freak, Giannis. Giannis is already unstoppable at 6'11", right? But now you got someone that's like 7'4", 7'5", that can still jump. He can block shots like no one else, and he has a really smooth shot. The only thing is, can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, it's good. If he cannot, someone like Zion, as much as I like Zion, Zion has no shot of dunking over Wemby in the paint. And Zion needs to get up a foot in order to just reach the standing reach of Wemby. It's his wingspan is incredible, and he still probably has a 30-plus inch vertical. Clark J, where do you leverage trade? Right now I use MEXC because U.S. people can't use KuCoin anymore. So MEXC is kind of like a mini KuCoin. No KYC. They basically have every coin listed and all kind of leverage if you want to. But I will advise everyone not to play with leverage, okay, ever, unless you absolutely want to be a degen and you know what you're doing. You know that it's very risky. It could be gone in a second, right? Just know that. But yeah, I like to be a little degen these days. I just threw some 10x and some 20x's just to see what would happen. Some wins, some losses. But my link right now is plus 120%. So that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Diego Kuji has 2x TVL of Injective, Phantom, and many more. Yeah, you said that last time. I still have not looked into it enough to trust it. Woody, have you heard of XYO? I think it's very interesting. I have. They're like a location-based L1. They had their 2 minutes of fame in 2021, I should say. But they kind of flamed out, I think. Oh, wait, maybe I'm thinking of another project. Hold on, let me bring it up. They sound very familiar. Stop creating messy and unreliable average data. It creates a organized long-term solution for any kind of data. Well, maybe I'm not thinking. I thought they were like a. Yeah, I guess it's another one. I thought they were like a data-driven, location-based L1. This looks like. Yeah, it is. It's a way of, they just rebranded their site. That's exactly what they are. So they're actually a token, and they reward people for providing data. So before, they marketed this as location, like you can make a decentralized Google Maps, for example, right? By supplying data, and you could have like this miner thing in your car or whatever. That's exactly who they are. I'm not sure if they're going to make it. I'm not sure if enough people will supply data. It's definitely listed again. Just found it. Okay. So this news has become fake news. So the fake news of fake news is now real news. So, yeah. Maybe I should tweet it and then we'll get another pump. I need to find out how you go and find this on DTCC's website. Hey, they just relisted it. Wait. Yeah, so they added this. After disappearing early Tuesday, is back on it. So they just updated this. Okay, wait. Okay, so they just updated it. So there. So the fake news about fake news. Yeah, wait. So the fake news about fake news is actually fake, so it's actually real. That, I guess. I think that's how you say it. Citizen Crypto, welcome. J Squad family says this is bullish. Yes, it is. Claudius, what do you think about Cadena? I have given up on Cadena. Okay. I heard they got a new CFO. No, CMO. And that CMO wanted to talk, but at Cypherpunk, I think I met one of the BD guys. And then I met the other guys that really hates Cadena. Oh, shoot. What happened there? CMC just removed Cadena. You know, there's just too much bad blood. Too much controversy. Not enough building. That's what we need. With L1s, you need a lot of dApps. And this whole thing, there's just too much bad blood. I just didn't want to be part of that. And it was just so hard to talk to the team, too. You know, there was many layers. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to just talk. But, you know, they want to secure themselves in this, like, in this bubble so no one can talk to them. Okay. It's fine. Is Helium dead? I don't know. Is it? 270 million? So the answer is no. What do you think Elon pumping 40%? I don't know what you're talking about. Google DTCC ETF. DTCC ETF. Exchange traded funds. Oh, there's a lot here. IHIJKL. Okay, HI. Oh yeah, it's right here. IBTC. Can't click into it. Yeah, so so I take it back. This fake news is fake. So now we got it back again. So it's still there, guys. It's still there. Any news on Vet recently? Not really. Talking to one of their people, you know, I don't know, they're just going in a different direction. I like to help them more, you know, on things that people care about, like DeFi and NFTs and games and liquidity. You know, they're focused on sustainability, you know, stuff like that, like betterment of the, you know, of an environment and stuff like that. So they're going in a little bit opposite direction, but it's okay. They still have plenty of money. They're still getting out there, right? They're at money 2020 right now. So I'd like to do more with them in the future. Why do you think IBDC may have been temporarily removed and why it's been relisted? I think there's just too much controversy. Maybe someone realized that Bitcoin is pumping too much, so they're like, okay, let's remove it, and then they put it back because they realized by removing it, it looks shady, and then they put it back. I don't know. What does the N stand for? Create, redeem. I don't know what that stands for. All right, guys, let you go. Overall, the fake news about the fake news was confirmed. So that means we have real news. IBDC is still listed in DTCC, so we're good. We're good. Bitcoin is still good, above 34,000, right? And you know what? It's just the beginning. It's only day 2. It's going to get a lot better, guys, okay? This is why we stay in the game. We wait for these moments, and there will be a lot more coming. So I will see you guys tomorrow, bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Have a good one, guys. Take care.